Right, here we have subtraction. So we have 5.83 and the subtraction symbol and 3.12. So works the same initially as it does for addition. So write down the first number, 5.83, and then we want to do subtraction, and it's 3, and we're lining up the decimal points. And you can see here that the decimal point here is lined up. That's the key to doing this. The other numbers line up accordingly, so they're all in place value. So whole numbers, decimal point, tenths, and hundredths. And then from this is a quite straightforward example. 2 from 3 leaves 1, 1 from 8 leaves 7, 3 from 5 leaves 2, and the decimal point goes straight down into the answer. So if you've lined everything up, your answer will be 2.71. Right, let's see what we have here. We've got 146.35, take away 79.5. So we said this number here has 2 decimal places, and this number here only has 1 decimal place. So again, we're just lining up according to the decimal point. So 146.35, and then the 79 point, and then the 5. So we can see here that there's no lining up of these to that right hand side. At this point, it's often handy to put a placeholder in there of a 0, because it reminds you you've got to do a subtraction here. So 0 from 5 leaves 5. 5 from 3 you can't do, so you need to borrow from the 6, that becomes a 5. That 3 becomes a 13. 5 from 13 leaves you with 8. 9 from 5 you can't do, so you need to borrow from the 4, that becomes a 3, and that 5 becomes a 15. 9 from 15 leaves 6. 7 from 3 you can't do, so you need to borrow from here, that becomes a 0. And this 13, 3 becomes 13, 7 from 13 leaves 6. And the decimal point goes straight down and into your answer. So 146.35 take away 79.50 equals 66.85. A little bit of messiness around the renaming. My strategy is always to include all of the steps of the renaming, including crossing off and rewriting the new number. I think that's more accurate and stops you from making an increased number of careless errors. Right, here we have 12.294 take away 5.41. So 12.294, and then we line up the 5.41. So we've got the tens, the units, the decimal points, the tenths, the hundredths, the thousandths. As previously done, I put a placeholder in there to remind me to make sure I've got to do a subtraction there. 0 from 4 is 4, 1 from 9 is 8, 4 from 2 you can't do, so you've got to borrow from that 2, becomes 12. 12 take away 4 is 8. 5 from the 1. Now, often what you can see here is that that's going to become an 11, so 5 from 11 will leave you with 6, and the decimal point just goes in there, 6.884.